Yes, my name is Kaspar. I'm from e-Residency. And e-Residency enables every person on planet to establish and run an EU company globally online and get access to banks, PayPal, and all the other services. I love to be here amongst the best startups in the world because we consider ourselves as Estonian government also a startup. We act like a startup. Our nation is just 1.2 million citizens, so it's like a little village in Turkey. And I'm going to share you something which hopefully can be very helpful to you also. If someone would introduce their nation, then usually they would show you some picture of nation, nature or beautiful women or bars. This is why I consider Estonia is beautiful. This is the screenshot of our technology, of how Estonia is built. It's a decentralized data exchange. If you're aware of blockchain technologies and decentralization, Estonia has built that for the last 20 years. Each person has its digital identity. Using the identity, you can log into the system and do crazy stuff. Literally everything is online. Just last weekend, I was voting online using here. You can declare taxes. We have e-school, e-police, e-medicine, e-pharmacist. Everything is digitalized through that infrastructure. This has enabled to launch hundreds of services for the citizens throughout the past 15 years. And what is magical is that 3 years ago, we decided that if we are a fully digital nation, like if everything literally can be done digitally, why do we need to offer those services only to Estonians in that Nordic country there? And then we said, no, let's become a borderless nation. Let's open our borders so that every person on planet can become our digital citizen, an e-resident. So you can become our digital citizen, and you get the same digital identity, and using that identity, you can access that crazy system which I showed you. I'll show you one introductory 1-minute video about this. Today, the main reason people join this digital nation is to run their business globally, to establish a company, to establish a bank account, to do transfers with PayPal, to remotely manage and run their companies without need to travel to Estonia or the EU. So you have all the gateways, all the EU business environment, and you can set it up within a single minute.
Our new digital world knows no borders, and great business ideas are no longer limited by where you work or live. E-Estonia is a digital nation for global citizens, for those who've thrown off the shackles of national boundaries. Literally anyone in the world can apply. E-Residency is legitimate and transparent, a government-issued digital identity that gives you the freedom to run a global EU company online from anywhere in the world. Establish a company within a day, access business banking, use international payment providers, digitally sign documents and contracts, and declare Estonian taxes online. We're Estonia. Tech is our expertise. And through e-Residency, we are empowering entrepreneurs everywhere. No matter where you were born, no matter what passport you carry, you can apply. Use e-Residency to run your business from anywhere in the world. Unleash your entrepreneurial potential, because no business should be bound by physical borders. Apply for e-Residency today and join our new digital nation. e-resident.gov.ee.
I started to run that program 3 years ago. As a government startup, we did the landing page, we started to invite people to subscribe, and it started to scale rapidly from very early days. Today we have over 25,000 e-residents, literally from anywhere around the world. Our top markets are now more and more emerging markets. We have from Ukraine, from Russia, from Turkey, number 13th place, over 600 e-residents, and mostly then they join to run their companies. This is how many companies they have established and run. It reached over 4,000 today, and number one nation at the moment is Ukraine. Do we have anyone here from Ukraine? Yes, 2 persons. So, again, the basic reason is that you can still live in Kiev, you can live in Istanbul, and have access to the same system. You pay taxes usually very great value, but otherwise everything is digital and functions. And I'll show you one more video, if you allow, regarding who do we serve and who are the e-residents who join today. What we believe in Estonia is that the world is becoming more and more global place, so that we do have borders in physical world, but we shouldn't have borders digitally. And different studies and the trends show that we have millions and millions of people like you who want to do more and more global business. And we are, as a nation, going to offer those solutions for freelancers, for remote workers, for those who need to be in different places, and for those who can't do that in their home countries because of the challenges. And these are the few use cases who today are e-residents.
While some countries push people away, Estonia pulls them in. What kind of problems can e-residency solve for an entrepreneur? Say you're a freelance writer in Ukraine and you need to receive international payments. E-residency enables it. Or maybe you run a startup in India and need access to cross-border capital to help scale internationally. E-residency allows it. What if you're a digital nomad or expat and want to run your company after you move to a different country? E-residency is the answer. You might be outside the EU, but want a trusted company registered inside the world's largest single market. E-residency can make it happen. Or if you're already an EU citizen, but you want to lower the cost and hassle of administrating your company, e-residency makes that possible. Maybe you have multiple board members all over the world. E-residency means board decisions and contracts can be legally approved online instantly. Whatever your nationality, whatever your situation, applying for e-residency is the best way to run a global EU company fully online with minimal cost and hassle. Apply for e-residency today and join our new digital nation.
Mostly people pay taxes in their home countries, and the question, what do we earn from that, is sometimes difficult in Estonia to explain, because we are just offering services. And the more and more we see that every nation should find their role in the society, in the global world. What's your purpose? What does your nation offer globally so that the global workplace would be better? This is what we see in Estonia, what we can offer. We already have the systems. Now we just enable everyone to log into that system. And it doesn't kind of take too much energy from us. We can just allow that for you to do. And that's why this is like what I see personally, is that this is Estonia's gift to the world and what we can offer to you to help your startups become global also. Too many videos? No? Okay, last video. How to apply e-residency. And the steps you need to take towards that.
Free yourself from national borders and run a global EU company fully online in just 3 easy steps. Step 1. Fill out the simple online application. Pay a €100 state fee and await approval. Pick up your digital ID from an Estonian embassy, consulate, or other service point. Step 2. Choose a virtual office provider and register your company online. The state fee is just €190. After that, you can open accounts for business banking and payment processing. Step 3. Run your business remotely from wherever you are. Choose from our list of trusted service providers offering tailored services for all your business needs. From an assistant to run your virtual office, to an accountant to keep track of your earnings. It's really that simple. Think of Estonia as your digital home away from home. Apply for e-residency today and join our new digital nation.
I would like to end this discussion. If you have questions also, we can take those, but with some questions to yourself and questions about nation states in general. Nation states has existed only like few hundred years since the Industrial Revolution, so it's a very new concept, and we shouldn't think or assume that they stay as they are today. Imagine that it's year 2027. After 10 years, if we are going to meet, my question to you would be, what nation in the world serves 1 billion global citizens? who is going to cater those people who are cross-border? What services will you use from your own country if you are a digital citizen of 10 other nations? We see that already Azerbaijan and some others have copied e-Residency. Singapore is doing that. After 7-8 years, in your pocket you are e-resident of 10 different nations. What service are you using from your own nation, from other nations? At the moment, business environment is just one service. We are going to do healthcare, we are going to do cryptocurrency. If you followed us, then I published a post a few weeks ago how we are considering EST coins to release our tokens as a nation through initial coin offering. All of this is done usually by tech and startups, but now it's the role for governments to step in. What will be the source of income for the country if cryptocurrencies are eating up all the taxation? What happens with countries who go to scaling mode, say 1,000% GDP growth per year? Every month we have more and more e-residents and doing business than last month. My estimation, after 3 years we have more e-resident companies than nation companies. After 10 years it's a major source of income to Estonia. What happens if nations start scaling as you are going to scale? And what happens to those countries who can't find their role in this new world? And this is why we are helping other nations and doing tours, how other nations can adopt the technology and become digital also fully. Thank you for your short attention.
It's not that easy. You still have a lot of time. You have to be resourceful. So, Growth Circuit, we partnered with Draper University last summer and we invested in 6 startups, took them to Draper University. And Tim Draper, who will be coming, I think, today and will join us on Monday, has told me a story about him being offered a citizenship and how skeptical he was, like, somebody, like, I'm an American citizen, like, you're offering me? So can you tell the story of how Tim Draper became the first US citizen that became an Estonian e-citizen?
Yes. When we launched 3 years ago, then there were huge interest from Tim Draper, Steve Jurvetson internationally, and we went to the US, and he was the first e-resident in the US, and he really believed in that nations competing for each citizen globally. He really believed how crypto world and Bitcoin and blockchain will disrupt everything we know about nations, how the money is transferred, how we transfer value between each other, how it's cross-border. And he didn't have any understanding what is e-residency, but he was like, hey, this is a great idea, I want to become e-resident. And this is how we see like many startups and e-residents do. They first join the community itself helps with each other, how to do a business, how to become a global entrepreneur, and then they establish companies, and it is like a very community which helps each other like startups do. And Tim Draper is happy to be one member of that.
Yeah, that's a good story, and I think Tim will mention it a little bit. So when will we have the white paper of e-S-Coin?
So yes, my idea was to do initial coin offering of S-Coins, so to raise money. If I have been in conference and asked if you would like to invest crypto tokens to Estonia, usually there are a lot of hands who would like to invest to Digital Estonia, but I can't take your money today. So to release crypto tokens was the idea that you can actually invest to a country and in belief that you can have higher returns after some years and exchange value through that. And when I published that post, and if I'm very honest, and I didn't think that I'm going to do that. It was just an idea. But after that, the European Central Bank and others started to fight against that. And they really encouraged me actually to make it happen.
If ECB is fighting against something, it means you're in the right track of doing.
Of course, the crypto world, it's disrupting everything we know about today's financial world, and there are so many companies, banks, institutions who are against that. But we can't fight against that anymore. I think the blockchain community is so strong already, they just push it through. So instead of, again, fighting against that, we need to find as nations how to adapt it and how to leverage the platform. All right.
Do you think you'll give, if he applied, how long it will take you to give e-residency to Satoshi?
If it's Satoshi, then it's a couple of days.
A couple of days? Come on, I thought it was like minutes.
But it takes, you need to consider at least 1 month to become an e-resident, and you need to have this face-to-face meeting where you give fingerprints at the embassy, and we check the background. That approximately 1% of people can't become e-resident because of some background check. But otherwise, everyone is welcome and to be part of this ecosystem. And it's still beta in that sense, of course. Like there's so many things as user experience can be better, but sometimes if your pain points are so huge, for example, you can't do global business, you can't access PayPal, like you can't do basic things, then e-residents are extremely happy and thankful for being able to use that platform.
Yeah, I think especially on the payment side, there are some countries that will hugely benefit from it.
Yeah.
So it's practically an e-commerce platform, but how about like health systems and all that?
Yeah. 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 So real stories are also there, you can check, but next to you is one lady who just approached me who applied e-residence. Can you share your story, why you want to become an e-resident?
And first, let's repeat the question so everybody can hear a little bit.
Okay, can you tell more about like a healthcare system and all that residents?
And use case. Okay, I'll come to healthcare also.
It sounds more like an e-commerce platform rather than a, so.
Yeah.
So I applied e-Residency approximately a month ago, and it was like 5 minutes. It took me only 5 minutes to do my application. I applied because it's easier to pay taxes. It's easier, much easier to open a bank account and to start a company. So I chose this one instead of starting up a company with more taxation, more regulation. So it will be easier for me to manage my company, manage my taxes, manage all the legal stuff from this online platform instead of going to wait for hours and do the paperwork.
And you can accept PayPal, which you can't at the moment.
Yeah,
and stuff. Yeah.
PayPal is very important as
And
well.
regarding healthcare, today e-residency doesn't give personal residency, so you can't get healthcare for that. But as a current, we take this also like MEP. This is our first product. We are planning to bring all the services that nation offer to your citizens. We are planning those to make them all borderless and offer them to everyone. And one day, definitely, healthcare can be also one of the part of the package.
Any other questions?
Back there.
Yep. Let's get it rolling.
Hi to everybody. So my name is Farid, and I'll tell you a little bit story about Estonia. So a year ago, we established a company in Tallinn.
Oh.
Actually, I have made it by myself. It took me about 1 day. I fly there to meet with my lawyer. And next day, I got the pack of documents and access to my bank account and go back to home. In July, we have sent a request to Swedbank to have an access for online payments, to have an online acquisition of credit cards. So we got a reject from bank. And later on, they told us that we are going to close your bank account in October 10, about 10 days ago. Yeah. And the reason was that you don't have any actions or activities within the Estonia. So physically, of course, we are an IT company, and you see us, we are here. Yeah. We are living in Baku, Minsk. We have a team in Ukraine and Minsk as well. Yeah. And we are sending the money, I mean salaries, through our bank account directly. We have all contracts with our staff, and we have our accountant who has also access to our bank account, and she's sending the whole report and etc. So everything is clear and good, and we don't have so much money, big amount. I mean, it's a small company, about 10 people staff. So
yes, thanks. That's a very good question and concern.
And we have a problem now.
Yes. Today we have a list of partners on our website also who offers business banking, and definitely write to us afterwards, and we'll put you together with those financial service providers who can offer those bank accounts also globally. For old business traditional banking, I think there will be a huge disruption also. Financial service providers like TransferWise, Holvi can start offering those borderless accounts without regulators hassling. So, and this is the new fintech revolution what we see also, and which will help you out more. And today we have those partners already who offer those global accounts. But do email, yeah. More questions?
We have one here and one here. Thank you.
Hello. Are there restrictions or is open to all countries, including countries like Nigeria, Sudan, and all of that?
Yes, everyone can apply, and for financial service providers, there is only this restriction who officially the financial inspection globally restrict like 3-4 countries, I think. I don't know by heart, but anyway, otherwise everyone can do those, and including Nigeria, and at least open the financial services and business banking and everything.
Thank you.
One more question here.
Here.
Yep, thank you.
I think the most important question that a lot of people here are or want to ask you, are the taxes cheaper than some other places?
Yeah, taxes is a good question, and I don't want to promote taxes because we want people who don't want to avoid paying taxes at home countries, and we want to empower each nation themselves that we wouldn't want to take your taxation, and that wouldn't be the point, and you should pay tax in your home country. Having said that, taxes are very good. If you reinvest your profits, you don't take dividends out, then you don't pay corporate income tax. If you take dividends out, then it's 20% flat.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? No?
Yeah.
Really? Who is building one? Okay, go for it. Yes? No? Yes?
Yeah.
Go.
I want to ask about the sanctions that is against Iran for payment, actually financial international payment.
Okay.
Is it working here or not?
E-Residency is a platform for private sector is opt-in, so those private sector players can decide about those sanctions. Then I can't, unfortunately, tell on behalf of them. So far, we haven't had that e-resident who said that because of those sanctions, they couldn't access those financial services. When it comes to traditional banking, it's much more difficult. But fintech, and you can get MasterCard, and you can do payments and open PayPal, then this is differently regulated, and then it's possible. Yeah. So I would suggest to email and try it out, and I believe it works.
Thank you.
Okay. So one more question here, and then, by the way, if there's any startup building a blockchain-related technology platform, just keep yourself available to me. Maybe I'll surprise you.
Hi, I'm from India, and in India there are many government projects like related to defense or maybe some civil work, and those are specifically for Indian-based company. Like a road project should only go to an Indian-based or Indian citizen company. Is there any restrictions in Estonia, like a project from Estonian government cannot go to a e-resident company, or any, like I'm specifically talking about the government projects. So
there are restrictions if you're doing weaponry, and arms and guns. Then, but otherwise, no. There are otherwise no restrictions. By the way, India is a very popular market, so very many companies established by Indians for the same reasons.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
So blockchain technology startup. Come on, there has to be at least one.
Blockchain startups?
Yes.
No,
I know
blockchain
there was
startups.
one who just left. God. He missed the opportunity to pitch you. I mean, you maybe lowered your taxes, but we still can ask your money for investing, but the startup has fled the scene. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Please thank Kaspar for his great videos and a good opening speech for the afternoon sessions.